then, welcome to the Reflection Show with me, Martha Price. Most of us have been to schools, primary, GSS, senior high school, and now in the tertiary institutions. And we've seen that every young woman now wants to become a leader. I think Ghana currently, we have a lot of women who are leading the universities. The SLC presidents of most of the universities in Ghana right now are women. And we are so happy about that. And I just hope that the guys are not jealous of us. Today we want to have a conversation and look at the perspective of these young women who are the SLC presidents, the WUCOMs, or taking very vital leadership positions in our universities. And I believe that it would also start seeing that more in our senior high schools. It's a month to celebrate women, International Women's Month, making sure that every woman is accounted for to inspire inclusion. Let's take a breather. When we are back, we delve into the conversation. Stay tuned.
Are you ready to transform your poultry farming experience to new heights? Look no further. Wumpini Incubators is your one-stop solution for cutting-edge automated incubators, perfect for both industrial scale farms and domestic use. Powered by solar energy, these incubators bring sustainability to off-grid communities. Explore our comprehensive services and tailored products like consultancy to farmers and firms, hatchery for all kinds of birds like guinea fowls, domestic fowls, quails, turkeys, and ducks. Also, you can purchase your locally produced feed to meet the nutritional requirements for your animals. At Wumpini Incubators, we sell day-old chicks ranging from guinea kids, layers, broilers, cockerels, turkeys, ducks, quails, and pea fowls. Whether you are an individual farmer, a research organization, a school, or an NGO, Wumpini Incubators has you covered. We proudly serve governmental entities in agriculture, ensuring a sustainable and efficient approach. For further inquiries, you can locate our office at House and Zongo in the same building with the Premier Bird Company. You can also visit our hatchery service at Kumbungu Zona Yili, just 1 kilometer from Julizo. Call us on 0241 250 896, 0206 158 382. Wumpini Incubators, where innovation meets agriculture.
Welcome back. It's the Reflection Show with me, Martha Spice. Like I said earlier on, we are looking at women, women in politics, and then we're having a conversation with a team from MELSA, Medical Laboratory Science Students Association from the University for Development Studies. I heard someone say University of Development Studies. I'm like, I heard from that one too. Anyways, welcome, gentlemen and ladies.
Thank you.
So, just tell me your names, introduce yourself. Let me start with you.
Okay, Abdullah Winom is the outgoing Women Commissioner for EDS MELSA.
Okay.
And I am Kanita Nakodikwe, the current WUCOM for EDS MELSA.
Okay. So straight to Lois. What motivated you to contest for MELSA WUCOM?
I would say I had strong backbones. I mean, I had good mentors. I could mention you that pushed me to go for these positions. They could see my strength, they could see my capabilities in these aspects. And they're like, oh, Lois, why not push harder? Why not go do this? And then I tried it and I see it's working for me. Yeah.
I'm still waiting for you to write that book though. Kanita, what motivated you to contest to become the WUCOM?
So funny as the maize team, Lois actually motivated me to contest because during her office, I was actually part of her committee, and I sat down like, Lois is doing so well, and for some time, like the EDS MELSA WUCOM position has been like very dormant, and then she brought it up to like a standard. So I sat down and I'm like, no, we have to hold this standard, and I've worked with Lois, and I feel like she has impacted me so much. So I think I can also do good and do very well in this position, so that I can also push the position forward. Yeah.
I like that. You know, sometimes when they say what motivated, we say, oh, somebody somewhere, somebody on TV, I watched somebody. But I like the fact that somebody very close to you,
yes.
like your friend, motivated you. In one of my thoughts, I wrote something on, who do you see in your friend? Some of us, we just see our friends as playmates or nobody. But I'm
Exactly.
glad you saw in your friend a mentor, somebody that can actually inspire you. Nana Ose, what motivated you to contest?
With my side, I think it's actually taste.
So you to your friends saw that in you. Okay. We are talking about women in politics, in the schools. As a man, how do you see your female counterpart? So it means that you worked with Lois in the same year. Okay. So how do you feel having a woman as a leader, having a woman being able to carry certain kind of energy to work? As a man, how do you feel about it?
Okay. For me, I was actually right from the start. I was very motivated because
Are you sure you're not jealous? Not really. So you were jealous small.
Yeah.
I was not jealous, but the thing is when you see the capabilities,
Lois, what were some of the challenges you faced? Let's start from your campaign. After you had the campaign, the election, and when you were the WUCOM.
Well, aside finances,
Everybody has that financial challenge.
well, you can sometimes you speak and then a guy feels like you are challenging him because you are trying to just express yourself. I'll put it that way. I feel sometimes I express myself per my understanding, per how I want things to be done. But the guy sits there and is like, what is this woman doing? What is she saying? She's trying to act bossy. She's like, but then I'm being myself at that moment. And then I'm trying to exhibit my roles perfectly. So you get guys think you are a competition, which shouldn't be so. We are all in the game. We are all trying to move. We are all trying to lead. So why should you see me as a competition?
Yeah.
You see your fellow man as a competition when he's speaking.
Yeah.
So why is that Lois should speak or Lois should act? And you see, oh, this girl, they're the role. Because she has gotten the role, she's trying to act bossy
Yeah.
and all. So maybe I could say that was my main challenge, aside like finances. Yes, that was it.
And did you get issues from your fellow women?
Oh yes, it really happens. I don't know if there's a problem with women supporting women. Your own woman is like, she's acting bossy. You are supposed to rally behind me because this is a woman trying to speak on your behalf, trying to put us on a particular standard. And then you go like, she's acting this way, she's acting that way. I feel like women should come together, rally behind us when we are doing so, try to understand us from a perspective because we are women, we understand each other. Yeah, so you get a lot of, but mostly from the men, though.
Yeah.
The women. Also
I think with what she said, I think when you are trying to be firm, it's misunderstood.
Yes.
And that has always been, personally, that has been my greatest challenge. And I told someone that anytime I hear that this woman is too known, I just laugh. When we were growing up, we heard a lot of those things. This girl, she's too known. This woman, because she's in this position, she's too known. Until you become a leader, when they say that, you believe them.
Yeah.
Kanita, what was some of the challenges that you faced?
Okay, so I heard you started with Lois. You started from campaign. No, I didn't go unopposed.
Okay.
I had someone else contesting.
Okay, so Lois went unopposed. She was the only one.
Yes.
Okay.
I had someone else contesting. I mean, like, with the start of it all, I felt like, okay, I could go slow. But as the elections was like coming in, I felt like the other lady was putting in so much effort. She had flyers everywhere. And I stood down and Lois was like, Kanita, won't you do something? I said,
So you didn't have flyers?
like, my flyers dropped like 2 days before vetting or something. That is how bad it was.
Wow.
So I had to step up my game because I'm like, if I'm going to do something, I have to do it well. And I have a target as to why I'm going for this position. There's something I want to do for UDS and all that. So I had to sit up, strategize very well, start my campaign and everything. And so I think that was one. And then after winning too, I think trying to channel out your like objectives and then the programs you want to organize in the association is also one, because sometimes you bring out like an idea and sometimes instead of your fellow executives like just backing you up and then maybe suggesting that, oh, we could do it in a different way, which would be better, they will just scrape everything off. Like
shut
they'll be
you
like,
down.
yes, we don't want it at all. I feel like they could say, instead of doing it this way, why
Yeah.
not do it this way for
Communication.
it to be better? Yes.
Communication. Nana, how do you feel when Lois stands up to talk and you are sitting there as a man? Be sincere with us today. It's our show, so tell us. What makes you sometimes feel threatened and sometimes that you don't feel threatened?
There is something they call sympathy voting.
Sympathy voting.
Yes, like when you are in a competition with a lady.
They vote for her because she's a woman.
That, exactly. So sometimes it depends on you, like when you're not really putting in much effort, they just consider her as a lady. And vote.
Okay, so that's what sometimes you are threatened about. But have you seen a woman, be sincere, oh, I beg, be sincere, who you know that this girl, she's smarter than me?
Oh yes,
Do you feel confident enough to approach them to learn?
I always do that.
There are some guys who tell me that sometimes it's tough for them to approach a woman to learn.
Yeah, I always do that. I am really willing to learn.
Because the people that sometimes I see and I'm like, Charlie, this girl, like there is something that, she's there.
Yeah.
And I don't have an issue approaching her to learn, even with guy. Okay, with a lady approaching a guy, maybe it's a bit normal. But just like Loy said, it's very difficult for a girl to say, "Oh, I admire you. Can I learn?" I don't know. It's a difficult thing.
Yeah.
Not just ladies, even like in our generation, we find it difficult learning from each other because we feel that, like, I'm also there. But it shouldn't be so.
Yeah.
Now, I'm looking at girls in senior high schools. The agenda too has been there. Some schools have come up with their SPs being a girl. Now, but they are still timid. What do you think that the institutions should do better to encourage more girls to go into these positions? Now, note, we are not fighting you. When I say you, I don't mean you, like the men.
I mean, yeah.
But it's like sometimes when you want to advocate for this opportunity for young girls to come up, they feel that you are trying to be a feminist. Yes and no. But God created two, let me say, species of people. Why should one person always be at a certain point and the other can't be? So you have been in that position. What can you tell those coming up to be able to get there? Let me start with you, Anita.
Okay, so I feel like the schools can start with mentorship programs for the youth. The perspective and the mindset of these young girls need to be changed before they'll be able to take up these positions. Because from an early age, they've been open to ideas like these positions are just for men. So I think you have to sit them down, change the narrative from their perspective that it's not just for men. You can also go out there, you have the potentials, you can do better. You can sometimes even do massively more than the other gender. So we have to talk to them, prep them and tell them that yes, if this is the goal, you can achieve it. You can go stronger than these men and you can achieve really lots. Yeah.
Lois, what can we do to help the
She
girl?
said, the mentorship program, education. I feel like the mentorship program is like the best. Because I ever had someone approach me like, do you know Matanabila? Like you actually act like her. And I was smiling because in my head, that's my mentor. So, this mentor making, you should be able to act like the mentor. That's the main aim of it. So looking at even the schools, I have this problem with, I've always wanted the opportunity to speak. In SHS, JHS, we have SC, school, and then we have GP.
Yes.
So they are trying to sideline women and say that SC, then you hear something like balance, the guy should go for it so that the girl will go for it. I've had someone going for an SRC position, and the person comes to me one evening like, okay, so I want you to be my vice. Why do you want me to be your vice? That's the first question I asked, and the person is, because you're a lady. So I'm like, okay, because I'm a lady, I should go for
I won't
vice.
do it again.
Okay, so you step down as president, I go for it, then you be my vice.
Yeah.
And the person is thinking, she's trying to act bossy and all. It is not bossy. I'm just telling you back what you are telling me. I should rather be your vice because I'm a lady. Then you be my vice because I'm a president.
Yeah.
So I think all this mentality thing, it started from our schools and also we should understand this.
Do you see, I just like what you said about the fact that the SPGP thing, we have made it look like it's a law.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the laws must be.
I mean, who wrote those laws?
I don't know who came up with those laws. So if you want to do something different, so like I said that when I hear that this woman is too known, sometimes I just laugh because some of us have heard that countless times. You hear people say, this girl is too known or this girl is rude. I remember someone called me yesterday. There's this question that I've stopped people from asking me. When you call me and you want an advice, don't start by, unless it's an interview. But if you tell me that, okay, you also want to begin a foundation, you want my advice, don't come and say, oh, how did you overcome this challenge? The reason why I don't want people to ask me such a question is because, let's say if I ask you, how did you overcome challenge A? Maybe a Lois is also coming to your food, like whatever you are doing. If she's not careful, she may want to use your method.
Yes.
So I tell people that, ask me, I have challenge A. From your experiences, how do you think I can overcome this challenge? But once I say, oh, I jump over the wall and I did my leg like this, when you have that challenge, you would want to do the exact thing.
Yeah, and it might not work for you.
And it might not work for you. So yesterday, I think the lady felt that I was, and so I told her that, madam, I'm not being rude or trying to bossy, but let me understand what you want to do. Your mission, your vision, your objectives, where you want to do it, then I can give you an advice based on my experiences. But if you are asking me, how did I choose my board of directors, asking me how did I overcome these challenges, you are doing like an interview. I'll only be telling you, but let me understand your problem. Based on experience, I would have learned multiple ways of handling an issue. And because of your, I believe you as medical,
Life science.
yes, like you can have a patient who will come in, patient A and patient B might have similar stuff. I mean symptoms. It doesn't mean that you give them the same medication.
Exactly. Yeah.
So if somebody come and say, oh, you gave Lois para because she said her head was aching her, you have to also give me para. Then you're going to kill
People. Yeah.
yeah, so I think that the mentorship should be based on the potentials of young people and the energy. Sometimes when I see potential, I see it. The first day I started Lois, I asked her you still owe me that book. Because I feel that I even this morning I was telling her, I said, Lois is smart. She writes, and I see that just start, that's how I began writing. Once you start writing, it becomes a book. So young girls, I think, can be really encouraged to build on their potentials and not seen as too known or rude because they want to stand out or anything. So the ISP and the GP thing, what do you think about it?
Is it with the junior high?
And you know what? They make it look like the SP is higher than the GP.
Yes,
Exactly.
everywhere. But then I am not, my focus is from the house.
Okay.
The kind of training our parents give us. They usually make the man the leader. And then you see the JHS and the like basic schools, we are more relating to the teachers and then the family.
Okay.
So we take out that culture and then bring it to this. I don't know if they can change it from there, but
I think now it's getting better.
because
Yeah.
that's how it has been. Like SP, you have to be.
It's not just in JHS or SHS. It's happening in the university.
Tell me what's happening.
Where you see this Wukong position. Sorry, Madam.
So let's have Mokom, men's commissioner.
Someone has got it out for.
Yeah.
Because if you are saying you are Wukong because you want to voice out the women's thoughts and then suggestions, then let's have Menkom.
Yeah.
So that we can also. Someone ever asked, okay, our current UDS Melsa president is a woman. So then there's no need for the Wukong
Yeah.
because she is
A
a
woman.
woman. And then it doesn't really. That means you're trying to say the Wukong position is
Dormant, yeah,
unnecessary.
not necessary.
But then she has a role to play.
Exactly.
Everyone has a role to play. So the fact that the president's position is held by a woman, so we shouldn't have a woman also speaking out for women or something. She has her role to play as a president. Forget the fact that she's a lady.
A woman, yeah.
But the Wukong also has a role to play, and that is really, really important. So I think it's everywhere. We are bringing it everywhere. Maybe we have to advise ourselves. We have to speak to ourselves as ladies. I mean, friends, to bring all these things from.
But I think with what Pius said, like pertaining from the home issue, it's very, very true. Because with myself, my mom never. I don't think she knows I'm the welcome of my department. No,
You've not told her?
it's not like if I tell her, the first thing she'd be is like, I told you to go to school to learn. Why are you doing something else? You understand? Growing up, it would be like, it has to be book, it has to be book, it has to be book. If you want to go into debate, if you want to go into something else, arts or something, it has to be book. So sometimes too, the mindset of these young people are like petting into these areas like from home. Depends on what your parents do to you. So it's like it sidelines you. So if you are not like confident enough to like come out of that shadow, you are going to be there till like you go and then you realize that I have this potential, and if I had known earlier, if someone had motivated me earlier, I would have done like much better in life. Yeah.
So can we say it's a parenting thing?
Yeah.
Because I'm from a home, we are from different homes. I'm from a home where my dad expects more from me. He expects you to do this. He expects you to go for this position. He pushes you to go this and do this and do that. But then she's from a home where,
Yeah.
so I think it's a parent
And
understand.
the perspective.
Senior brothers, you don't have.
Okay.
She has like
Senior brothers.
Exactly.
Definitely.
It will be different. Yeah, it will be different. But then one thing,
No, but I'm also the firstborn. But I wasn't. I didn't have anyone. Actually, even me, the things I'm doing, I was war. I wasn't supported. So I agree with her when she said that it's a parenting thing. I don't think it's because she's a firstborn and she doesn't have senior siblings. I think it's just the perspective of
from
parents.
your parents, yeah.
There are some parents. Look, I had a boss who said that for him, when the daughter gets to final year university, he's going to buy her a car. The daughter, just to make sure that no boy comes to deceive her and what. You get it?
Yeah.
There are some parents that feel that you are not in the university, you're on your own.
Okay.
And they'll even ask you that, oh, vacation, what have you brought for me when you were coming on vacation? Yes, we see all those things.
Yes.
So I think that is the perspective of parents.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say literate or illiterate because I have seen people who are literate and who are crazy.
Yes, and they are very conservative.
Exactly. So I think that is the perspective and the maturity of people that have the opportunity to bring us up.
Yeah.
People have their different perspectives about women. People have their different perspective, and they feel that because you're even championing this agenda, you have joined the I know my rights people.
Yes.
You know, that's how they call us.
Exactly.
I know my rights people. And they say, I knew somebody who said that he will never marry a woman who has gone to school. So just be able to speak English. If you can braid hair or sew, like just that kind of vocation, that's okay. We encourage women to go into vocational stuff. But he doesn't want a woman who has gone to school too much.
That's true. Someone has
Doesn't
actually
even
told me
diploma
that.
doesn't even want. And
Yeah.
another friend who is even a professional teacher and was at that time going for his masters and said that if a woman has a degree that he will not. And I know somebody who has a diploma before they got married, and she kept having admission to do her degree back to back for 3 years, and the husband was bouncing her. Yes. So the 4th year she agreed, like she hid it. She was doing distance, so every weekend she would hide and go to school. And I think when she was about finishing, the husband found her. It was like, either you leave the school and keep the marriage, or just degree.
At the final year.
Yes. I don't know what happened. We that want to go and do PhD, they won't get husbands and married. So it's the perspective of wherever that you are coming from and how they are supporting you. And if you have that support, like she said, from her father, I don't think a guy can come and tell you that, hey, Lois, you are in final year, leave medical school. You are mad.
Exactly.
You can't even tell her that. So I think that is also a major component that we really have to pay attention to. But that starts from you, the boys too. In the house, you eat. You wash the plate. You come and leave it in the sink. Oh, I lie. And you say, oh, my sister will wash it. My sister would wash it. But you know that now, we don't date guys who don't know how to wash their own clothes, who cannot wash their. I lie, because I'm not a slave to come. So at least be able to do some of these basic things. Do you feel that the parenting aspect should be a bit changed? And also from the young boys growing up, do you think there's a challenge in there?
So they should really work on that, because if the foundation is very, very weak, that's like.
I can't hear you.
I said if their foundation is very, very weak, that's like
Okay.
getting a better building. The parents
So who
should-
creates the foundation?
Our parents.
No, but now you are in school. There are some traits that you would have been taught that probably you feel that it's wrong? Are you making a conscious effort to changing that mindset?
Yes. And then with the school, like right now in the university, I think it's the friends I have.
Okay.
Because you can have like timid friends that are just like you.
Mm-hmm.
We actually have one particular friend that she doesn't really want to be among people.
Mm.
And it's because we are going, she will go.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like an exposure to her.
So your association.
So one day, she will just be building up small. Yes. So at least sometimes it depends on the people you work with.
Would you support the agenda to have a female president? Don't think too much.
Yes or no?
Are you sure?
Yes.
Do you think a lot of men will support that agenda?
It depends on their perspective.
Okay, so what is the other
I
perspective? Because it's like you are not supporting a small somewhere.
I really support. Because right now, like, ladies are getting educated. Like, they are really
To work.
willing to work, and so I really support that.
Someone said that if you have a female president and she's pregnant, she has to go for maternity leave. She has to, and I said, but even in the offices, women get pregnant and go for maternity leave. But do you know how that will not be a challenge? If we are all able to play our roles very well. If you are the minister of this, minister of this, minister of this, and you are able to play your role very well, nobody will even know that the president is even on maternity leave.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's the collective effort of people. If the president comes and say that, I was telling my team that I want to be like a traffic light, where I am only there to give directions. A lot of things that not depend on me. So if I show red, you know you have to stop. If I show yellow, be getting ready. If I show green, then you know that you can now move ahead. Now, I think that is the role of every leader, of every president in the country. If the president says that he gives directives to the ministers in charge of certain positions that supposedly are competent enough to be occupying those positions in the first place. So you do not need, so you should be competent to ride a motorbike. You should be competent enough to drive a car, to be on the road in the first place. So that when the traffic says red, you know, okay, I have to stop at this point. If it says green, you know I have to go. But if you give that car to somebody who cannot drive, the person will mess things up. So why can't we understand that when we, all of us, can play our role? You mentioned that she was presented her budget and you were trying to sideline it and all, because all of you were men. And look, I'm not a prophetess, but you were intimidated by her presence. True or false?
That one is true. That one is true. Yeah.
On this note of confession, let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to transform your poultry farming experience to new heights? Look no further. Wumpini Incubators is your one-stop solution for cutting-edge automated incubators, perfect for both industrial scale farms and domestic use. Powered by solar energy, these incubators bring sustainability to off-grid communities. Explore our comprehensive services and tailored products like consultancy to farmers and firms, hatchery for all kinds of birds like guinea fowls, domestic fowls, quails, turkeys, and ducks. Also, you can purchase your locally produced feed to meet the nutritional requirements for your animals. At Wumpini Incubators, we sell day-old chicks ranging from guinea kids, layers, broilers, cockerels, turkeys, ducks, quails, and pea fowls. Whether you are an individual farmer, a research organization, a school, or an NGO, Wumpini Incubators has you covered. We proudly serve governmental entities in agriculture, ensuring a sustainable and efficient approach. For further inquiries, you can locate our office at House and Zongo in the same building with the Premier Bird Company. You can also visit our hatchery service at Kumbungu Zona Yili, just 1 kilometer from Julizo. Call us on 0241 250 896, 0206 158 382. Wumpini Incubators, where innovation meets agriculture.
Welcome back from the break. Still a reflection show with me, Martha Spice. We're just looking at students, women, or women students, however you want to put it, in politics in our universities, and then getting the male perspective on whether they are intimidated or not. I think we are bashing him in the studio here. But have you actually seen a woman present and you are like, hey, Charlie, I think I cannot stand up?
Yes, I have one senior that's just graduated. Her name is Ayoto. She's really up to it.
Ajwa Safo in your school.
Yeah.
Okay, how come I didn't know her?
She's really up to it.
Men are afraid of her. So you're afraid of her.
No,
But have men but not really. So you're afraid of her small. But have you ever tried getting close to her to probably learn some of these techniques?
she was actually behind my whole, like the idea behind me becoming
Okay.
an organizer.
Okay.
She was part, like, giving me advice, like what to do, what not to do. So I see she has it, so I have to go there. As you said, have I ever had an interaction with someone or a lady who
Yeah.
challenged them before? So I went to her and then asked her what to do.
But that's because she was your senior. If she was your colleague, would you
She
have
was
gone?
really up to it. I had people in my class that I had to ask them, what should I do, what should I not do? And they came up.
Okay. Lois, now after you okay, let me still go back. The time that you were still the Melta Wukom, was there a time that you felt like I won't do it again?
Oh, almost every time.
I won't do it again.
Almost every time. Like they said, the day, because it was the same topic, women in politics, where I had an aim, I had a vision. So this is what I want to do for the association, for the school at large. So women in politics, I'm bringing someone like Joyce Bauer. I'm bringing them on board for them to help us, equip us. And then you send the budget, and then someone thinks you are challenging. Who is this lady who has got a budget of about 12,000, and she's speaking this way to us? And then me, my budget is 2,000, and they don't even want to give me the money. You see that the opposition was so strong, and I felt like I'm doing something for the association, the school, and you don't want to push the agenda. Okay, I won't do it again. At a point, I was getting angry. I had to just balance myself and put myself together. There are several times you even want to, you bring out a nice idea. The recent GA, my Wukom went, she brought out a certain idea like that, women in leadership roles or something. I was there to support her, like a normal person would do. But then they just completely shut her down. She gave up. Just on the stage, I mean, she gave up. She was, I won't do it again, it's okay.
I mean, like, I came there with a budget. The thing really got to me because I came there with a budget. I know that what they would raise is that we are having like financial challenges. So I took the necessary steps. I went to other departments. I was like, let's collaborate. So assuming the budget is like 6,000, it has reduced it to like 3,000. You understand? So now I've come to you like as a Wukom of this department. I'm like, I want to have this program. We all know the program is good, yeah. And I've already cut down the cost by 50% to 3,000. And I'm saying, don't give me all the 3,000. Give me some. This person did not agree. And like, there was someone who just raise motions to like shut it down. And I'll be like, I won't agree. I raise another motion. We were just going back and forth. We were on the matter for like over an hour. And with the way out, it's like everyone was just together to like come, like.
It's like they have conspired against you.
I feel when we advise or we educate ladies to go into these positions, don't just get up and say you are going.
That's true.
You should have some capabilities, because for you to go and then describe you should be able to defend.
They're confident, they're
That's
self-esteem.
what maybe some people feel you are bossy or you are rude, but you are trying to defend your idea,
Yes.
agenda, your passion.
Yes.
That's what you are trying to. So you should be tough.
Yeah.
You should have some priorities and capabilities to be able to fit in that role. You don't just get up because we want ladies in politics, we want ladies in leadership. You get up, you go.
I mean,
You
someone
should
will
have
just
some
be like,
characteristics.
they are cancelling the budget when they all agree. And I'm like, no, I will not agree. Can you talk about that? Like, no, I'm standing here. But then it got to a time I realized that they don't want to give you like even a penny for the program. And then from like, if you are looking at everything, if no one supports you, and then you even have to like find a way to come about all this program, you are going to suffer. In the end, I might even run at a loss. So, but that doesn't mean I have left the association for themselves. Next time I start, this program will come on, whether they like it or not. We'll go and fight again. So someone did.
Yeah, I think with what Lois said, finances is difficult. Even with us, we struggle so much getting so much. So many people coming on board to sponsor events, and sometimes you enter someone's office and it's like, this girl cry. It's like, I don't even know what you are saying, and they make you look like your whole existence, your whole vision and mission of the program is useless.
Yes, very.
And you're like, do you know how many nights I've sat down to write the proposal? Do you know how many times I have to proofread the proposal, write the budget, follow up before I now brought it? But these are the challenges that we face as women. Now, as a man that have helped maybe being in the area of women, being able to become, help them in whatever they do. Do you think that sometimes to the men are biased, like be sincere?
To be sincere, sometimes you are very biased.
Very biased. Give me an instance that you feel that this instance, dear, you were biased.
Okay. I think I was referring to the UDS Nelson.
Yeah.
So there's something we do called Face of Nelson. And we are always advocating for women empowerment. And they're like, for the past Face of Nelson, queens like who want to be how have they been empowered?
Yeah.
Like we have to check their records. Maybe the one who won last year, last 2 years. We just have to compare, and maybe like there's no need for us to really organize the Face of Nelson or something. So it's like we are always trying to sideline them, and I feel like that's not really helpful. Sometimes you have to consider.
Why do you think they are always trying to sideline them? I want a practical instance.
Yes. We actually feel like we are those who are capable of doing it. So they should rather be behind us. And maybe when we do and bring it, and then they will also like try to help us. So
I think it's a culture where we've grown. It's like woman, like this, behind me, behind what? Man, they say that one is for our husbands, not you people. Even that one, crap, we have changed it. Beside a successful man is a woman, not behind. So you need to understand that sometimes, look, I see women sometimes even younger than me, that I see the energy, and I'm like, damn. If I wish when I was at this age, I had this. People see me and they're like, oh, you are young. I like you. And I'm like, you don't know. There are some things that I actually wish that I had even before now. Next year is 10 years of Martha Inspires Foundation. I'm looking at 10 years ago, like 9 years ago, how young I was. And I feel like I should have done more than I have done now. Yeah. Because once you see your 20s, from your 0 to your 20s, is for you to form your senses, your maturity, who you are, like those base. But from 20 to 30 is where you need to make a mark of what God has called you to do in this world. So if you miss it at that time, you are just behind. By the time we are 35, they're going. You have become an old man or an old woman to go.
Yeah.
So give me your final words on this. What are some of the things, or let me say initiatives, that you have done that probably they have had amazing outcomes, and your general advice to young women out there?
Okay, so to start with mine, we've had femoral outreach. So with that, it was a cervical cancer and menstrual health awareness program we held in Tamale here. So I paired with a fellow executive, and then we went to various schools in Tamale, and then we spoke to them about cervical cancer. We started in January, that was Cervical Cancer Awareness Month here. And then we also spoke to them about menstrual hygiene. Some of these young girls are lacking with enough information about how to take care of themselves when it's like that time of the month. So we went to those schools, and then we also donated a few of the things we had, some pads, tampons, tissues that can help them.
That's great.
Yeah. And so we started in January through to February, and then we seek sponsorship from some companies, and so it's still ongoing. As and when the sponsorship comes in, we'll still continue with that.
So I wanted to look into the camera. UDS Melsa will come. Whatever you want anyone to support you.
Okay, so as I said, the femoral outreach is still ongoing. So if you have any sponsorship, anything, it could be cash or it could be in kind. If you have pads, tissues, sanitary towels, soaps, or anything that we could help these young girls with, you could channel it towards UDS Melsa, and then we'd be very, very grateful.
Okay. Okay, and I think that if you are watching, you can always get in touch with us. We can give you their contact details. So if you also want to do a program in any of the universities in Ghana and you want to come to the north, I think that UDS Tamale campus is the best place to do some of these events. So Charlie, there are events. Have you done your Face of Melsa before?
Oh, that will come up next trimester.
Okay, but they are still looking for sponsors for that. So if you want to do something on beauty pageantry, you are a seamstress or a tailor, you want to help with their fashion stuff, it might not always be money, but there is something that you can always give out. I'll let Lois give the final words. Give your final words on this, and any advice you want to say to anyone.
I think I'll concentrate on the fact that women should always be ready to face the challenges, because naturally the earth is trying to challenge them. So
I like that.
they should be ready and then voice out whatever they are willing to say. And you see, as I was talking about the SDG Goal 5, which is like focused on empowering ladies. So maybe we are like 6 years behind to achieve that. And right now, ladies are really trying. So let's hope by 2030 it will happen.
Let's hope.
Yes.
Okay, it's going to happen. Not like let's hope. We are all joining the agenda to see how we can greatly empower women. Lois.
I just want to make this correction clear. I mean, in our conversations, we went like, you go for GA, they script of budget. That is not the main purpose of GA, actually. They script of the budget because maybe they feel there is something more important to do. And UDS Melsa is the best association. My closing say is, give women the opportunity, the platform. When you see a woman trying to grow, trying to thrive at her small corner, and you see that you can help this person, just give her the space, give her the room to operate. Don't try to beat her down or down talk her, or something. Just let us grow in our little spaces and our little places where we can expand. And when we get there, trust me, we will do marvelous things. You see what our host Martha Inspires is doing. There are several women that are doing great things. If you push us hard, we will go hard. That's what I have to say.
If you push us hard, we'll go hard. And we are less corrupt. I learned years ago, there was a survey on men and women who are more corrupt, and it was shown that women are less corrupt. Yes, so if you make a woman a president, you can imagine how much money we are going to save. Me, I know when I become the president and things have, like if I was the president, I know in the next 2 years, I'll just be building schools and be building like those vocations, because I feel that when you train people in a certain way, a time will come that they don't have to depend on you. They can make, but unemployment rate is it's so high. It's an election year. Please, let's vote wisely. We are still encouraging the two let me say active political parties to choose a woman as a running mate. And I hope that you actually do that. Thanks so much for watching Amartha Inspires, and as usual, we are still calling on support for our donation activities and all our donations that we usually do all year round. You can give us a call on 054-9578-512. You see the numbers on your screen. Give us a call doing working hours. I've stopped saying anytime, because some people will call you at 11 p.m. Please, anytime, Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Give us a call and we'll be able to get in touch with you to receive your support, advice, and all that. Thank you so much for watching. Please have a good night.
My name is Naima. I have a challenge with my aunt since I was in basic 5. If I'm in class learning on the board, it reflects. So I can't see well, I can't read well, so I have a problem with learning. So when I heard about the eye screen in Matter Research Foundation, I decided to come over and see how it will help me, and I'm very happy to be here today.